Float fishing for mullet, grey mullet. Quite tricky fish to catch. I like to be over patches of weed. I would say sight through fish first. There's one boiling just there, so I'm actually on a vantage point there, just like looking down, having a look, and seeing what fish are around to actually go for. They are quite tricky to catch, but if you can first thing in the morning or last thing at night like this, when the light's starting to go, I'd say you increase your chances. Sometimes the fish can be a little bit sort of docile, sort of sitting there half asleep. What when they're sort of shouldered together and they're sort of active and they're sort of competing with each other for food and stuff like that. So find yourself a harbour, walk around, find yourself some fish, and then go for them. Don't just sort of fish somewhere where you can't really see anything like you. For me, you know, if you want sort of fairly instant results, you've got to be able to sight the fish. Good spots are like over sand and patches of weed like this. And there's a few fish down there. I think I zoom in, there's one there on the bottom.
Look at the size of this humdinger. Look at that, it's called the Joy of Ladram. Steel. That's a big old beast. Look how much of the hull is actually underwater. Massive. Look at it.
Yeah, so tides. The fish I ran into were sort of a few hours or an hour after low water. So the tide had just started to ebb, but there was plenty of water there. So really, tides don't matter. It's whether you think the fish are active or not.
Fish have got to be there in front of you.
Yeah, it's a key point. The fish have to be in front of you for any form of fishing.
So I just spotted some mullet underneath this pier, under this quay here. So I'm just quickly rigged up. Got my net. Look, I've chucked in a little bit of ground bait as well. There's the light starting to go. There's a few mullet underneath this concrete structure. So there's some I think some crayfish down there, look, some lobster down there. So they're splashing just underneath. So as the wind's got up now, and it's just. And the bread's fallen off. So you see how and the bread just falls away there. So I've got to rebait it up. Not to damage the rod. It's got bread roll. Just brought some bread rolls. Was that a splash? I heard a splash. Bought these hooks in Vietnam. These ones here. What do we do? Just want the. So we just. Mullet on. Some bit of bread. Get the net. Grab my net. Grey mullet. It's not ready. He's full of beans. fighters.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you just take your time with a fish like that. I mean, there's a possibility you don't need a landing net, and you could beach at the other end, but it's very slippery at the bottom there where that weed is, and there's a little bit of a ledge, so it's a no-no. So the only way you're going to do it was with a landing net, and they're quite a tricky fish. They're quite powerful, and they're just stubborn, and they just don't want to come to the net. You just, when it's like that, don't hurry it, and eventually it will succumb.
Is it? Look at that for a mullet. Look at that for a grey mullet. Look at that. First grey mullet. Isn't that beautiful? Some weed on him. Look. Isn't that beautiful? That is amazing. Penzance, everybody. There's the hooklet. Just lip hooked there. There's my flat. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Everybody, what about that? Lovely fish. Floating bread. Should be another one, eh? They're splashing around under there, but they're gone now. So I've gone to the car, got my stuff rigged up, and now they're gone. The car's just at the top there. Tide's ebbing out. See, with mullet, they like the weed. Look, see all that weed? There's all like larvae and bits and pieces in there. But fish like structure. They like dark structure. And they were splashing under there a minute ago. Now they bloody know what to be saying. So I've got £8 fluorocarbon under there to just a bobby float. And we're literally just, we're just trying to luck really. I mean, it's like they're one minute and gone the next, but there's no reason why they shouldn't come back. I'm just going to lob in a bit more ground bait. And you've got to remain ever so still and quiet. And obviously you won't be holding the rod, because some of the bigger ones have probably got the potential for the rod to go in, which wouldn't be good. But this is the ground bait, look. That's the ground bait I'm using. So, just lobbing a bit of... Oh Christ, made a mess of that. Bloody lobster down there. Might even be some over that way. Might even be some over that way, mate. Bit of ground bait in there. See if we can bring them out. Mullet I've caught overseas, I've caught them on bits of steak. They seem to like the blood. but there's literally hundreds of them. They're really easy to catch, but these are bigger. These are bigger fish. These can be like sort of £8. Some of them are monsters. Can't see them now. Point exposed, not too big. We're just trying it, you know. It's all one can do. That wind just to ease off. That wind just catches it. I should really put some water in it. I don't know what slip on that slipway. Oh, there they are. There they are. There's some there, look. Has he grabbed it? No, they've ignored it. Can they send me? You see them? They come out from under, they're underneath that weed. So let's try them again. He must have ignored that bait. They've gone in looking for cover again. There's 2 or 3 of them, good size. There we are. He's just scoping it. Look. There you are. Oh, he's grabbed that one. He might have grabbed my one. He's grabbed that bit which fallen off. Yeah, they're taking it. 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 So we want some idiot bloody tourist to bloody go jump in or something. They like that put in. Oh my god, man, that was extreme. That was just absolutely amazing. I just saw him there underneath that that wharf, and I just quickly ran to the car, just chucked together some stuff I got, and just a bit of floating crossbred. Got him in the end, but he probably snapped at it about, there's probably 5 or 6 big fish down there, and they were all snapping at it, and that took like 5 attempts, maybe more, and eventually I found a trimmed sort of square piece of crust bread which was floating, as where before it was subsurface and it was hanging about a sort of a metre down. But as soon as I got the bait on the surface, they were more inclined to have a better attempt at it, and the hook point was exposed. Barbed hook. And that's the rig, look. That's just my spin rod. That's just my triple cross. And finally, I mean, I caught them overseas. I've caught them in New Zealand, the yellow-eyed mullet, and they got the same fins and everything, virtually the same fish. And but that's the grey mullet. And I've seen plenty of people catch them in places like Guernsey and Alderney and stuff like that when I've been on wreck fishing trips and things like that. But I've never had an opportunity to go to them. But no, we've just been here today, mulling around the harbour. Been rock fishing today, and it's been an absolute waste of time. Had 1 pollock. Something had grabbed the mackerel flapper on the bottom, left teeth marks, but they're sort of, you know, it's to do, I think it's to do with the tides. The tides aren't that great, so whether the deep water rock fishing is going to be crap this week, I don't know. But the harbour mullet are playing balls, so expect another video. All right, I'll see you later.